Greetings, friend. I'll show you two tricks that'll help you solve many of the puzzles on the world's hardest Sudoku list and help you solve puzzles like this even better than a computer. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. Okay, if you were looking to solve this puzzle, what you could see is that there's a 3-4 in column 3 and a 3-4 in column 1 and this 3-4 here in row 8. And so you'd have a naked hidden pair of a 3-4 right there. And that's the only two places that the 3-4 could go in block 7. So that's going to be a nice little hidden pair for you. And you can block all the other candidates out of those two cells. Other than that, there's nothing else here. That is it as far as the easy solving goes. And this is one of the reasons why this puzzle made the world's hardest Sudoku list on the Sudoku Players Forum. So how do puzzles make the list? Well, first, someone either creates a really hard puzzle like Philip Newman did with Loki, or someone finds one when they're auto-generating specific puzzles. Like this one. This came from a list of auto-generated puzzles and looking for their ratings. And then others identify this as being extremely difficult, and very hard extreme puzzles are deemed that way because they have a very hard break-in. They have the hardest strategy required, might be super difficult, or just the overall complexity number of strategies required. And this one, using traditional methods, meets all that criteria. Then these people that rate these puzzles as the world's hardest, they'll put it through a computer to get its rating. The Sudoku Players Forum, they usually go with what's called the Sudoku Explainer rating, SER. The highest rating they found is 11.9. This puzzle is 11.8, which is sky high. Normal human solving methods probably won't work unless you spend a lot of time on it. But you can solve this puzzle rather easily if you know what to look for. So I'm going to give you two tricks. Trick number one will help you see a puzzle a little differently without fundamentally changing the difficulty of the puzzle. All right, and so this trick here is called symmetry, all right, or automorphism. What you have to understand about Sudoku puzzles is that the same fundamental puzzle can appear to you in several forms. So for example, if you took all the 3s in this puzzle and you swapped them, swap this value with all the 2s, you could put 3s in all these spots here, and you'd put 2s in all these spots. The puzzle would still be the same difficulty, right? Just the 2s would end up where the 3s were, the 3s would end up where the 2s were. So you could swap the digits. You can do that all 9, swapping them around, and you have the same puzzle if you put them in the same given spots. You can switch rows within a block. So if you take this row and you switch it with this row, right there, these 4 digits, the 3, 6, 8, and 9, and you put the 2, 3, and 4 up here, it's the same puzzle to solve because you're just moving within the row. And so the same way you'd solve in the block, the column doesn't change because the numbers are in the same column. It's the same fundamental puzzle there, all right? And that's called automorphism, moving around. You can also switch the column. So you could switch this column here in the orange with this column in the blue, and you wouldn't change the fundamental properties of the puzzle. And there's many Sudoku creators who will do this. If they want a puzzle and the givens that look a little nicer, they'll just swap it around. You cannot, however, swap this row with another one outside of its 3-column band. So you cannot swap it with this column right there. That is not allowed, because if you do that and you put it in a different 3-block band, now the puzzle will not fundamentally solve. It'll be a different complexity level. You can, though, switch entire blocks. So if you had this entire block right there, you could swap it with these 3 blocks right here. So you could take this whole band and swap with that whole band of 3 blocks, and you have the same puzzle. And there's a few other ideas you can do with symmetry. I'm not going to go into them right here. I am going to have a great video for you to watch at the end that covers some more of the automorphism ideas. This is what you want to do. Trick number one is that many of these puzzles, if you just change the symmetry of it, if you just change the way it looks, it helps you see the puzzle a little bit easier light. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap some columns here. Okay, so this is column 4. Here's column 5. We'll put in the yellow. And column 6. You probably saw this on the thumbnail. We're going to swap these 3 columns. You're going to put this column here in the column 4. The blue is going to go in column 5. The yellow is going to go in column 6. And you'll have fundamentally the same puzzle. So I already have that set up. I'm going to switch over to the new symmetrical version of this puzzle that I called Tridragon. And there you are. You might notice now this was in column 6, this was column 4, this was column 5. And why did I do that? Because that leads up to the second trick. And before I move on to trick number 2 and show you how to get the first solved digit in this puzzle, I want to hear from you. Do you think it's okay to use symmetry to solve a Sudoku puzzle? Or do you think a puzzle needs to be solved in the form that you're given? Please drop in the comments, help me grow the best Sudoku community on YouTube. I learned so much from your comments. Share with the others, and I answer every single one. So trick number 2 relates to the name that I gave this puzzle. This is an auto-generated puzzle. I decided to call it Tridragon. That's why it's in quotes. It actually refers to the same main strategy that we used in Loki, if you remember me solving Loki. And if you're familiar with that, then you should see this next pattern quite easily, especially after we swapped these columns. A note of caution here, these 2 tricks do not reduce this puzzle to singles, but they do make it so much easier and manageable after I do this. And so you want to look here is what can be in block 4. You see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, so that could be a 5, 8, 9. If you remember, we had the 3, 4 hidden pair right there. That's still right there. What can be in these? That can also be a 5, 8, 9. Look right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That can be a 5, 8, 9. And then you want to fill out these cells. So you got a 1, 2, 6, 7. We need a 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. This can't be a 3. This can't be a 3 or a 4. And this can't be a 3 or a 4. All right. Maybe you notice a familiar pattern here. You look at these cells. They're all tri-value values of the digits 5, 8, 9, except for this cell right here. And this is the exact same pattern that you saw in Loki, exact same pattern you see in Thor's hammer, and several other puzzles that use the Tridragon or chromatic solving method, okay? By doing symmetry, I made it to something that's very easy for you to notice because you've maybe seen this before in Loki. And what we know, if you remember, is that this pattern cannot be solved with just 3 different digits. No matter what you put in these 3 digits, and most people will do 3 different colors like blue, yellow, and green. Whatever you do, if you remove the 4 from right there, this puzzle will not solve. You're going to end up having some kind of contradiction where you cannot solve the digits. So you know you have to break that Tridragon pattern by adding a 4th digit. The only place you can add a 4th digit in this pattern is right there. So that second trick, and you'll see this time and time again in the world's hardest Sudokus, is finding these Tridragons, also known as tri-value oligons, also known as a chromatic pattern. And so in this case, we know this cell has to be a 4. It has to be a 4 to break up this deadly pattern of the Tridragon. And once you do that, this puzzle becomes much more manageable. Now, we will need some advanced strategies, not very hard ones, but we will need 3 of them to finish the rest of the puzzle. But you'll see, if you watch my channel, that you should be able to do the rest of this puzzle pretty smoothly now. And so now we can remove the Tridragon pattern here. And remember, this is the symmetrical version of Tridragon, where we swap the 3 columns. And we're going to go back to the original puzzle. And remember that this used to be column 5. And so right underneath the 1 is where we're going to have the 4 there. So let's move over back to the original puzzle to do the rest of the solving. Okay, we're back here. We can remove all these colors. And remember, right underneath the 1, that's where the 4 is going to go. And you're wondering, could I have put the chromatic pattern in here without doing symmetry? You could, and it would still solve the same. But I thought if you saw it the way that we saw in Loki, it'd be a lot easier for you to notice. So now we're going to keep on solving here until we get stuck, and we need those advanced strategies that are not too crazy. If you've watched my channel before, they're probably things that you could solve. I'm going to help you out. With these 4s, you can solve for 4 here in block 6. With these 4s and these 4s, you can solve for 4 up here in block 2. Look across row 1. You got a 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need a 1, 2, 5, and a 7. You might see a 1, 2, 7 right here. So that's got to be the 5. You'll notice that the 7 is in those 2 cells. So you can put a 7 right here and right there. And with this 1, you can put the 1 and the 2 just like that. Okay, with these 2 1s, now you can solve for a 1 right here, and that'll give you an 8, 9 naked pair. Awesome. After doing that, let's look at block 3. And you'll see that we can now solve with these ones, a 1 right here. And then you'll see that what you need is 2, 3, 5, 6. You got a 2, 3, and a 6 right here. So this has to be your 5. This is going to be a nice 2, 3, 6 naked triple. You can remove the 6 from right there. 2, 3, 6 naked triple here. 8, 9 there. The only thing left would be a 5 in row 2. And then you have a 6, 8, 9 right here. With these 2 6s, you can solve this for a 6, and then you have the 8, 9. Awesome. All right. And we're going to fill in some cells here. With this 5, that's got to be an 8, 9. This is going to be an 8, 9. And then you can check out the 1s here. And you'll see that you can solve for 1 in block 9. Nice. The 7s, these 7s and this 7, you can solve for 7 here in block 6. And then with these 2 7s and these 7s, you can solve for 7 here in block 9. All right, can we do something with the 4s? Yep, with these 2 4s and this 4, you can solve for a 4 in block 9. And then with these 2 4s, now you can solve for the 4 and 3 here in block 7. And at this point, you're going to get stuck, and we're going to need advanced strategies to move forward. All right, so what are the advanced strategies? Let's look at where 5s can go in this puzzle. You might notice the 5s can go here, 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 there, these spots, and then just like that. All right. Okay, what you may see is if you look in columns 3 and column 6, what you'll notice is that you have a conjugate pair of 5. So 5's got to be here or here, column 3, or here, in column 6. 3 and 6, they actually share a row there, all right? They share a row. And the tips are in the same 3 by 3 band, but in different rows. These are the tips. You have yourself an upside down skyscraper. What we know is a 5's here. If it's not here because of the conjugate pair, it's got to be there, which would move a 5 from this spot and put a 5 right there. If a 5's not here, like we said, that's got to be a 5, no 5, this has to be a 5. So we know a 5's got to be in one of these purple cells. Either it's here, if it's not here, it has to be in this one. You can remove a 5 from any cell that sees both. So in this case, you can remove the 5 from here. And after you remove the 5s from there, what you'll notice is now is you can solve for a 5 here in column 1. This has to be your 5 now. And conversely, there's only one place for a 5 in block 7 as well. Awesome. Okay, but we're not done with the 5s or the skyscrapers. All right, so now you solve these 5s. You can remove these colors. Let's remove some colors here. That can't be a 5 anymore. That's going to be a nice 8, 9. This is going to be an 8, 9. We want to kind of fill in these 8, 9s as we go. And then we want to move this back to our blue here, okay? Right, so now these are where all the 5s can be in the puzzle. What you might see is we actually have another skyscraper. This time it's a sideways skyscraper. So we'll put the orange here, and then the purple here for the tips. And you might see that either 5's here, if it's not here, has to be there, can't be here, has to be there. So 5 is going to be in one of these purple cells. You can remove the 5s from these 2 cells. Once you do that, you might notice there's only one place for a 5 in block 8. So we can solve that for a 5. All right, and now let's remove the colors. And we're going to be able to do a little bit more solving here. We still have one more advanced strategy, but we've made a ton of progress here using these skyscrapers. Because now you put the 5 there, that's going to put an 8, 9 right there. Okay? And then you notice there's just a lot of 8, 9s that end up popping up in this grid. You actually have an 8, 9 right here, which now puts a 3, 5 naked pair here because you have this 8, 9 naked pair. And then if you look in this cell right here, I'll highlight in green, this is a cell we need to be able to solve next. You know, it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 7. It can be a 5, 8, or 9. Okay, no big deal. Let's follow some of these 8, 9s around, right? You start right here. This is an 8. This has to be the opposite. That'd have to be a 9. And this would be the same as the other blue cell. That'd be an 8, and that would be a 9. Okay? Conversely, if this is a 9, that's an 8. That would all be a 9. That'd be an 8. So these cells have to have different values. One has to be an 8, one has to be a 9. So wherever you see the blue and the orange, wherever cells they both see, you can eliminate an 8 and 9 from both. Okay, so you have 8, 9 there, 8, 9 there. You can remove the 8, 9 from both of these, right? You have found a remote pair. And I showed you how to do it using coloring. But what's awesome here is you can remove the 8, 9 from this cell, and you'll be able to solve that for a 5 now. All right, so solve that for a 5, and let's see what that does for our solving here. This is beautiful stuff, though. Skyscrapers and remote pairs I feature all the time on this channel. And now we use a couple of tricks, and this extreme Sudoku is becoming easier to solve. Because of this 5, that's a 3, that's going to be a 5. And we have one more 5 to solve right here. Okay, look across row 7. You have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 3, 8, 9. Because of this 3, that has to be your 3. And because of this 9, that's going to be an 8. And now we can solve all of these remote pair cells. 9, that's going to be 8, that's going to be the 9 right there. That's going to be 8, that's going to be a 9. This is awesome stuff here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, and you will find the symmetry, and you'll find those Tridragons end up in a ton of those very hard, world's hardest Sudoku puzzle list. All right, this has to be a 9 right there, and I don't see a 3 in block 5. What do we have here? It looks like we need a 2 and a 6. I'll pull that 6 on down. So there's your 6, there's your 2. With these two 6s, that's got to be your 6. With this 2, that's going to be a 3, that's going to be a 2. I don't see a 2 in block 6, so that has to be your 2. And we just need an 8 and a 9 because of this 8. Here's your 8, and our last digit is a 9. So check out this next video to learn more about how Sudoku symmetry works. Thank you so much for watching.